Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. The topic I've got for you today is 4 sales tips rarely shared. Now I could have renamed this 4 sales secrets that the top pros don't want you to know. It doesn't really matter, right? What I'm sharing with you today, very few people will let you know about it. And you may not actually see it anywhere else. But I want to share with you these 4 tips because, to be quite frank with you, one of the reasons why people won't share it to you is because they're scared about the fact that more and more people know this, then there's more competition for them and etc. And what a stupid argument, right? Because the world's huge, all right? So today I'm going to share with you 4 tips, right, that may shock you and you may not necessarily think, ooh, I don't know whether I can agree with that, but I'm going to share them with you anyway, okay? And I'm hoping that it'll make you think, and I'm also hoping that it'll make you stop and reassess how you're having your sales conversations. If I can achieve both those 2 things, then I've done a pretty darn good job, okay? My name is Beckenham, the Village Marketer, and as always, talking to you from my little Thai village, way up near the Cambodian border. And by the way, for those who want to know, we're getting plenty of rain. And for those who are in the Florida area, my hearts and thoughts and prayers are with you. I hope you stay safe, okay? All right. Tip number 1. Probing questions are for amateurs. All right? Now, if you've been taught to ask a whole series, probing questions to uncover as much as you can, I can understand that many sales training programs, many sales coaches tell you to do this. I'm telling you, you ought to do the exact opposite. Rather than having all these random questions and probing questions, what you need to do is have a sequence of questions that keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper with the prospect. If they're going to be specific, they've got to be to the point. I'm going to come back to this in a moment. But if you are just asking probing questions for the sake of asking probing questions, then you're all over the place, right? And there's really not a lot of organization or agenda about what you're trying to do. By the way, by asking questions, sometimes it's difficult to get people to really open up with you, all right? I mean, it's the old story. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But I've got a solution for you. If you feed the horse some hay, then the horse will get thirsty. Okay? There's my clue for you. It's really attraction marketing. If you have a series of questions that you can ask in a cumulative basis to your prospect, that builds on your understanding of them, that builds on their respect and integrity they're having with you, then you're adding real value. It's not just random probing questions, right? They can see where you're going, they can see why you're going there, and they also can see that you are trying to help them. You're on the same side of the table as them. You're not just there pushing questions at them, all right? Tip number 2. Okay, challenge your prospects. Now, I'm not saying be rude to them, but what I'm saying to this, the customer is not always right, and neither is your prospect. Okay, you need to have the intestinal fortitude to challenge them, and I alluded to this in the previous tip to you, by asking them very in-depth, deepening questions. And the reason why you have to challenge them is this, because we are all the same. If someone asks us a particular question, the first answer we give is probably pretty darn superficial, and it's more than likely a lie, or it's wrong, or we're just going through the motions, right? So you need to challenge your prospects. If you ask a question about whatever their particular pain point or challenge, whatever it is, okay, and they give you an answer, then you obviously say, tell me more about this, okay? I'd like to know. Share more. Why is this important to you? And pretty soon you'll find out whether in fact it was a real answer or not. And the other thing is this. In the middle of your challenge to your prospects. If you feel like you need to just stop and reassess, okay, this is what I suggest you do. You simply say this: Harry, Woo, let's take a step back, okay? Now tell me again so I truly understand why this is a problem for you, okay? Do that. It works, it's effective, it's very efficient, it makes the prospect know and understand that you are trying to understand, but at this point you still are not sure, okay? You're being totally transparent and honest with them. And it's also a way of building really good resonance with them and really good rapport with them, and also respect with them, the 3 big R's, right? So challenge your prospects. That's what I'm trying to get at. Number 3, be a peer, not a servant. Now you might think, woo, Peter, you've been a bit contradictory here. I always believe in having a mindset of serving people. But there's a huge difference between having a mindset of serving someone and being servitude, one of servitude, all right? Your prospects don't want you to be a servant. They want you to serve them, but they really want you to be a peer, at least. They want to be able to look you in the eye and see that they can relate and connect with you. If you're very servile, right, then they're not going to be able to connect with you at all. And they're going to think, well, what's the point? This person can't help me. Okay, so have a serving mindset, but be strong and approach them peer to peer, right? Minimum peer to peer. And in that way, then you can ask them tough questions, right? And in that way, then you can be getting them to open up in a way that they may not have done if they perceive you to be someone who is less than them because you've been too darn, subservient, all right? So be willing to push yourself, be willing to go outside your comfort zone as a peer, and in order to do that, you'll lead your particular prospects along a path, okay, which is one that is building their understanding of their problem. Okay, that's what it's all about. Tip number 4, now probably everybody's heard this, but unfortunately it's one of the worst mistakes people make in the industry. And it is this: if you don't have a scheduled next step, then you don't have anything, right? It doesn't matter. If the person says, look, I really enjoyed this today, thank you very much for your time, I'll get back to you, okay, you've lost them. Or even if they say, I'll get back to you in a week, or call me in at the end of the month, or whatever it is, you've lost them. Let me give you some statistics to make you realize how important this is. 24 hours after your sales conversation, your prospect may recall at best 50% of what you spoke about. 48 hours after you've spoken with them, at best they may recall 20% of what you talked to them about. 1 week later, it's down to 10%, and of that, 50% of it is wrong, right? And 30 days later, it's down to 2%, and 50% of that is wrong. In other words, at best, they can remember 1%, if anything, of what you shared with them. So the chances of them getting back to you are pretty darn remote, right? So the message is very clear. Keep those statistics in mind. They're just market-wide industry ones, right? You need to make sure that you have a follow-up schedule with the prospect before the actual sales conversation or appointment finishes. And one of the easiest ways to do it is this, by simply saying this. Look, I'll give me an example. Penny Kennedy. I bet I won't pick you on you, Penny. Penny, have you got your calendar there? Okay, because, okay, and most of the time people have a calendar somewhere, right? Okay, so look, share with me, when do you think would be the best time for us to get together to complete this conversation we're having today? That's all you got to say, okay? When do you think is the best time, okay? And if they say, oh, I'm not sure, then you suggest to them, well, I've got dates available here. Do they fit with you? You need to be a little bit not aggressive, but a little bit of a leader here to get them to make a decision on when the follow-up call is going to be, because it's in their best interest as well as yours. Because at this point in time, you haven't solved their problem for them. They haven't purchased the solution, right? So you need to be able to follow up with them. So you need to show some leadership there to make sure that happens. So there's 4 sales tips that are really spoken about, and I hope you find them of help. And just before I go, first of all, my call to action, very simple. I have a Facebook group called Your Next Level. If you haven't joined me yet, come and say hello. I'd love to welcome you to the group where we can help grow you and your business to the next level. Thanks for sharing your time with me. And until next time, all the best from Thailand. Okay, bye for now.